Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to discuss about monostable multivibrator operation using 555 timer. The monostable multivibrator can be designed with the help of both 555 timer and 741 IC. But 555 timer is a special function device which can able to generate a highly stable device for operating accurate time delay or oscillation. It has been designed by 8-pin dual inline package, 14-pin dual inline package, 16-pin CAN package. And this 555 timer has been used for various applications like oscillation purposes, pulse generation purpose, ramp wave generations, square wave generations, monoshot multivibrations, burglar alarm purpose, traffic light controllers, and voltage monitor system. So it is widely used for a communication devices in detector side. So by entering into the operation, initially we see a simple block diagram of monostable multivibrator, and it is designed with the help of external parameter R and C. So with the help of external parameter R and C, we're going to calculate the time delay on this operation. So the basic functional block diagram of monostable multivibrator is having various functional blocks. They are the comparators like upper and lower comparator, one flip-flops, two different types of transistors, and one power amplifier. The power amplifier is normally be an inverter. So, by understanding the operation of monostable multivibrator using 555, we have several inputs and outputs. For the second pin, we apply the trigger input in this place, and for the fourth pin, we apply reset for this operation. So, in standby state, by the case of initial, the output moves from initially 0 to high. So, in the standby, the output is in 0 state. At the time, the flip-flops holds the transistor Q1. The flip-flop holds the transistor Q1 is in on condition, which means the clamping of external timing capacitor C to ground. The clamping of external timing capacitor C to ground. The output remains at ground potential only, which means at lowest state. As the trigger passes through, when second input pin, the trigger passes through 1 by 3 times of VCC, the flip-flop is going to be in set state. S terminal is connected to lower comparator. When 1 by 3 times of VCC triggers through second pin, so it will move to set state. In set condition of flip-flop, Q is going to be 1 and Q prime is going to be 0. This makes the transistor Q1 is in off state, which means exactly the short circuit across the timing capacitor C is released from ground region. By initial case C is grounded. Now the flip-flop is going to be in set state. The Q prime is going to off the transistor Q1 so that the clamping of capacitor is released from ground region. So the output moves from standby state to high state, which means from low to high. At some the value of DCC, it will moves to high state. The timing cycle now begins, which means C is unclamped, voltage across it rises exponentially through R towards VCC. Hence, the time constant is calculated by RC. Always the charging of capacitor through exponentially. So, it will be calculated through a time constant of RC. So, after a time period T, the capacitor voltage is just greater than 2 by 3 times of VCC, which means the upper comparator going to reset state. Yes, it will produce high output. So under the high output of upper comparator, reset is going to be 1 and set is going to be 0. So the output of flip-flop Q is the output of flip-flop Q is going to be 0 and Q prime is enter into 1, which means the transistor Q1 goes on condition. So the transistor moves in saturation rate thereby discharging the capacitor C rapidly. So under initial condition, under standby state, there is no voltage across capacitor C. So after moving set state, the capacitor starts charging exponentially from ground to at some other values of VCC. And then after the time period T reaches 2 by 3 times of VCC, the capacitor is going to discharge so that the output returns to again standby state. So from initial it is 0, and after applying trigger input it moves to some value, and after applying the 2 by 3 times of VCC at some time period 3, again the output moves to 0 state. So it is evident from the calculation, normally the voltage across capacitor VC is calculated by VCC equal to 1 minus e power minus t by RC. So after some time period t, Vc is replaced by 2 by 3 times of Vcc. Yes, we have 2 by 3 times of Vcc equal to Vcc into 1 minus e power minus t by Rc. So by cancelling Vcc on both sides, we have 2 by 3 times, which is equal to e power minus t by Rc. So in order to find the value of t, you should take ln on both sides. So our final expression t equal to 1.1 into Rc. So from the final expression t, the time delay has to be calculated only with the help of external parameters R and C. So the time delay will not depend on input voltage. The time delay will not depend on input voltage. If the value of time delay has to be varied, means we should mainly concentrate on the external parameters R and C. By designing the values of R and C, we can get more time delay and more number of oscillation in this unit. Yes, it is evident from the timing diagram. Under initial condition, we applying a trigger pulse on second pin. So this trigger pulse is normally a negative edge trigger pulse. We applied on this in second input terminal, and then by initial there is no charge on capacitor, so C retains in ground position. At the same time output also retains at ground position. So after some time T, it moves 2 by 3 times of VCC, which means the capacitor is going to be charging exponentially, and output also moves from standby state to some high state. It means moving from 0 to 1. And then after some time period t, again it going to discharge, going to discharge from high state to low state. But there may be one controversy of applying a reset terminal. So if the negative going reset pulse is applied, if negative going reset pulse is applied on pin number 4 during timing cycle, the transistor Q2 goes off. The transistor Q2 goes off and Q1 becomes on, and the external timing capacitor C is going to be get immediately discharging, or it may be abruptly discharging one. The output now will be as again 0 1 up to the some time before applying negative reset pulse, and then it moves to 0 after reset pulse. So the propagation delay of this operation can be calculated with the help of RC. So if reset is released, the output still remain low until negative going trigger pulse is applied again. I repeat this. If the reset is applied, the output will still remain low until a negative going trigger pulse is applied again. So if you concentrate on the timing delay, we should concentrate on the design parameters of R and C, not by the input parameters. Thank you.